Greetings, my dear friends. This is SoulWeaver. Today I want to ask a question that seems simple, but the deeper you go, the more it unfolds into an infinite mystery. What are our thoughts? Where do they come from? And how do we actually think? We are used to thinking that thoughts are products of our brain. Neurons fire signals, synapses strengthen or weaken, electrical impulses race along neural pathways. All of this can be measured. EEG shows rhythms. MRI shows which areas of the brain are active when you think about a cat, about love, about the end of physical life. Science says thought is a physical process. It is biochemistry. It is electricity. But if thought is just chemistry, where does the chemistry end and the I begin? Where in this flow of ions is your sense of self, your I think, therefore I am? Scientists call this the hard problem of consciousness. They know how a neuron works. They know how a synapse works. They do not know how from this we get the color red, the taste of cinnamon, or the feeling of guilt. Neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted an experiment in the 1980s that frightened many. He showed that the brain begins to prepare a movement a fraction of a second before a person becomes aware of their decision to move a finger. That is, your I decided comes after the brain has already decided for you. The question is, who then makes decisions? You or your brain? Or maybe you are your brain. Or are you the one watching the brain? Modern research shows that most mental activity happens without conscious participation. We think we control our thoughts, but in fact, thoughts come to us. We do not choose what to think about in the next second. A thought simply appears. Where from? From the subconscious? And where does it come from in the subconscious? And where are memories stored? Not in neurons, it turns out. Memory is distributed. It is everywhere and nowhere. You cannot cut it out with a scalpel. You cannot extract it with a syringe. It exists in patterns, in connections, in the dance of electricity. Science does not deny that thoughts are connected to the brain, but it cannot explain how matter generates subjective experience, how neurons create pain, how synapses create hope. This is called an explanatory gap, and it is vast. We can say that light of a certain wavelength causes activity in the visual cortex, but we cannot say why that activity feels like red and not green. Why the same electricity in different parts of the brain creates different sensations. Science shrugs. Artificial intelligence researchers also face this problem. They create neural networks that recognize faces, translate texts, play chess. Neural networks work, but they do not feel. They have no subjective experience. They do not know what pain or joy is. They are calculators. Very complex, but calculators. And we feel. And science does not know why. Now I want to offer another version, an older one, more mystical, a version that science rejected but that refuses to die. Thoughts are not born in the brain. They come from outside. The brain is not a generator of thoughts. It is a receiver, an antenna. It tunes into certain frequencies and catches what already exists in the ether. What is the ether? The ancient Greeks called it the fifth element. Hindus, akasha. Kabbalists, Ein Sof. In the 19th century, scientists searched for the luminiferous ether, the medium in which light waves travel. Experiments showed it does not exist. But maybe they were looking for the wrong thing. Maybe the ether is not a physical substance, but an information field. A field that stores all thoughts, all ideas, all images that have ever existed or could ever exist. If this is true, then your thought of a red apple is not the creation of a new image. It is tuning into an already existing frequency. You did not invent the red apple. You caught it from the field. Plato called this the world of forms, eternal, unchanging prototypes of all things. Man does not create, he remembers, recognizes, tunes in. Then creativity is not the creation of something new, it is connecting to a new channel. The poet does not invent the poem, he hears it in the ether and writes it down. The composer does not compose the melody, he catches it like a radio signal. The scientist does not discover the law, he finds it in the information field that has always existed. Many geniuses described their insights exactly this way. Mozart said he heard the music whole, as if someone had already written it. Tesla said he saw his inventions in detail, as if they were before his eyes. Einstein said that discoveries came to him as ready-made images, not as logical conclusions. They did not create, they connected. If thoughts come from outside, then where do different thoughts come from? Why do some people catch brilliant ideas while others catch garbage? Tuning, the quality of the receiver. If your mind is noisy with fears, desires, grievances, you will catch trash. If it is clear and calm, you will hear the quiet voice of truth. Meditation is not relaxation. It is tuning the antenna. It is clearing the channel. In parapsychology, there is the concept of the psi field. It is believed that thoughts can be transmitted over distance. Telepathy experiments yield mixed results, but some studies show that an effect exists, small but stable. Perhaps this is the work of the ether, a weak signal easily drowned out by noise, but which can be amplified through training. Now let us look at what religions say, and here we will find a surprising unity. In Hinduism, there is the concept of akasha, sky, space, ether. It is believed that all knowledge, past, present, and future, is stored in akasha. Sages who have reached a high level can read akasha like a book. This is not magic, it is tuning. Yoga is not just physical exercise. It is a system for clearing the channels of perception. When you clear your mind, you open access to akasha. In Buddhism, there is the concept of alaya vijnana, the storehouse consciousness. It stores all impressions, all karmic seeds. When you think, you do not create a new thought. You retrieve a seed from the storehouse. Or perhaps you receive it from outside. The teachings do not give a clear answer, but there is the practice of tonglen, taking in others' pain and giving out happiness. This is working with thoughts at a distance, with a shared field. In Christianity, there is the idea of the logos, the divine mind permeating everything. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word is thought. The Logos is the source of all thoughts. Man is connected to this source, but sin distorted the connection. Prayer is an attempt to restore reception, to clear the channel. Saints who hear God are people with clear receivers. They are not special, they just make less noise. In Islam, there is the concept of Law al-Mahfuz, the preserved tablet. On it is written everything that was and everything that will be. Prophets receive knowledge from this tablet. Ordinary people, sometimes in dreams, sometimes in intuitive insights. The Quran says, "We inspired you with revelation." Inspired, that is, transmitted a thought. from a source to a receiver. In Sufism, it is said that the heart is a mirror. It reflects divine thoughts. But if the mirror is covered with dust, the reflection is distorted. The mirror needs to be cleaned. Dhikr, remembrance of God, is that cleaning. Rumi wrote, "You are not the sea, you are a drop, but the drop contains the ocean. A thought is a drop from the ocean of the ether." In Kabbalah, there is the concept of klipot, shells that hide the light. Thoughts come from higher worlds, but they pass through filters. The more shells, the coarser the thought. The cleaner the channel, the finer the information. Man's task is to break the shells, to clear the channel. Then he will begin to receive light without distortion. Religions do not contradict the idea of the ether. They speak of the same thing, just in different words. There is a source, there is a receiver, there is interference. Man's task is to remove the interference. Now let us weave all this with what we have talked about before. We are just a file. We are information uploaded into a bio-robot. We are the soul driving the body. If thoughts come from outside, then our brain is a processor. It processes signals. And our soul is the user. It interprets. It decides what to do with the information received. Then we really are a file. But a file that can edit itself, can choose which programs to run, can learn. If thoughts are data, then our task is to learn to distinguish useful data from viruses. Fear is a virus. Anger is a virus. Resentment is a virus. They come from the same field. But you can refuse them. You can say, "This is not my thought. I am not buying it." And it will leave, because it is not yours. It came for a time, and will leave if you do not cling. Earth is a school for souls. We are here not only to learn compassion and forgiveness, we are here to learn to tune in correctly, to distinguish true thoughts from false ones, to distinguish our inner voice from the noise of the ether. Many mistake noise for truth. They hear advertising, propaganda, others' fears, and think these are their thoughts. They are not. It is the ether speaking through them, and they do not know how to turn off the receiver. In Hinduism, there is the concept of sattva, purity, harmony. When your consciousness is in sattva, you catch pure signals. When in rajas, passion, you catch distorted ones. When in tamas, ignorance, you catch garbage. But you can change your state, can clear the antenna, can switch the frequency. Diet affects thoughts, sleep affects, environment affects, everything affects, because the receiver is sensitive. We are the soul undergoing training. One of the lessons is to distinguish sources. Is this thought from God? Is it from an egregor? Is it from a neighbor? Is it from fear? Is it from an advertisement? The highest skill is to understand who is speaking, and to agree only with what serves your growth. We are a file. We can be overwritten, but we are the ones doing the overwriting. Paradox. We are both the program and the programmer, both the actor and the audience, both the drop and the ocean. In this, perhaps, lies the main mystery. A thought does not belong to you, but you choose how to respond to it. And in that choice lies your freedom, your power, your individuality. I do not know where thoughts are born. I do not know if the ether exists. I do not know if it can be proven that information comes from outside. But I know that when I meditate, thoughts become clearer. When I calm my mind, I begin to see what I did not see before, feel what I did not feel before, understand what used to elude me. Perhaps this is the purpose of life, not to find answers, but to tune in to the right frequency, to catch the signal, to hear the voice that speaks not in words, but in meanings, without interference. The Bible says, "Pay attention to what you hear." Pay attention. That is, choose, filter. Not everything that comes into your head should be taken as truth. Not all thoughts are yours. I do not claim that thoughts come from outside. I do not claim that the brain is only a receiver. I simply ask questions. Perhaps the answer is known to the one who watches us from above, or below, or from within. Or perhaps we ourselves know, but have forgotten. When you understand that you do not control your thoughts, you will either be frightened or liberated. Frightened because you are not the master of your own house. Liberated because you do not have to take responsibility for every random thought. Thoughts come and go. You are not them. You are the one watching them. Try it right now. Pause for a second. Do not try to stop your thoughts. Just watch them. Where do they come from? From what darkness? You do not know. No one knows. But you can watch them. And that watching is already meditation. And now, listen to the silence between these words. Have you ever felt it? That a thought comes not from your head, it appears as if from nowhere, and you catch it like a butterfly. It was already here. It already existed. You just happened to be in its path. You are not the creator of thoughts. You are their catcher. You stand on the shore of the ocean of ether and lower your net into the water. Sometimes you catch pearls. Sometimes garbage. Sometimes something no one has ever seen. But you are not the net. You are the one holding the net. You are not the thoughts. You are the one who notices them. You are the observer. You are the silence in which sounds appear. You are the space in which clouds pass. Do not identify yourself with thoughts. They are guests. They come and go. You are the home. You remain. And when you understand this, you will stop fearing your thoughts. You will stop clinging to them. You will stop believing every one that comes. You will begin to choose. You will begin to tune in. You will begin to hear what truly matters. The voice of silence. The voice of the ether. The voice of the one who has always been and always will be. This voice is not words. It is knowing. Quiet, unconditional, infinite. It is already within you. It waits. It whispers. All that is left is to listen. This is SoulWeaver. If this resonated with you, subscribe. Stay. We are just beginning. Until next time, dream, question, and remember, no one really knows, but it's beautiful to think about.